soy Rafa Benítez.
My name's Darren Tinsis.
Hi, I'm Alan Pardew. Bienvenidos a la FA Cup.
This season's FA Cup was one of the most exciting in its 125-year playing history. Here we look back at the early round romance. There's all the action from the big ties and the grudge matches. Plus, arguably, the greatest FA Cup final the competition has ever seen. We begin in round 3, and with that old FA Cup romance, non-league Burton Albion had the draw of their dreams.
47.
47 is Burton Albion.
24.
I thought you'd have 24. That is Manchester United.
Come on, Burton.
Burton Albion play their football in the Nationwide Conference, and this was the biggest match in their history. It may have been Manchester United, but manager Nigel Clough and his players weren't worried.
We'll just relax and we'll enjoy it. And it's one of the few games this season which we're not expected to get anything from. So we can go out, there'll be a full house, television will be here watching, I think a few of the media as well from this country, so the lads can just go out and enjoy it.
My name's Darren Tinson, and I'll be marking Wayne Rooney.
Oh, such improvisation, such quick thinking. And that is the genius of the boy wonder, Wayne Rooney.
I'll probably have a job getting close to him, you know, with his pace and that. But hopefully I can use my experience, you know, of the previous 10 years in the game. And if it's a case of trying to kick him or something like that, you know, I'll see on the day.
January the 8th would be a day for everyone connected with Burton to remember. No one was expecting miracles, just a fantastic day.
It's not just the fact that we're 4 leagues different, it's the fact it's Manchester United. They could beat anybody in the Premiership 5-0, home or away, if they're on the day. So there's not much we can do to combat that. Hope they have an off day and hope our lads put up a good show.
Live on television screens across the world, non-league Burton were determined to enjoy their chance in the limelight at the Pirelli Stadium. They did themselves proud and came closest first. John Shaw's header cleared off the line by Phil Bardsley. Clough could be pleased with the start. Burton matched United throughout the first half. Darren Stride's header cleared again by Bardsley. Alex Ferguson had seen enough and brought on the big guns. Wayne Rooney charging through but denied by keeper Saul Deeney. In the dying minutes of the game, Ferguson's team piled on the pressure. Deeney again the hero, this time using his legs to save a Richie Jones shot. The young keeper surely coming up with the most important save of his career. Seconds later, and it was all over. Just like Exeter last year, United had to play a replay in the 3rd round. Burton Albion had managed the unthinkable. Only the FA Cup produces games and moments like this. So to Old Trafford and the biggest occasion in Burton Albion's history. After forcing that 0-0 draw, the non-league side had 10,000 fans cheering them on in the replay.
Here's a good run forward though by Kieran Richardson. Zaha! It's taken less than 7 minutes for Burton Albion's resolve to be negated. Solskjaer. Just too high for Zaha. Picked up that by Sylvestre. Rossi! 2-0 to Manchester United. Now United can break quickly again. 3-0. Soon as he took the ball forward, you always sensed he was going to be able to score. Kieran Richardson, a player with supreme self-confidence. Rossi. Giggs. 4-0. Ryan Giggs, even with his weaker foot and at a tight angle, able to squeeze it in. Lovely interplay. And another wonderful ball from Rossi. Good finish as well. Half cleared. Rossi. The perfect end to a man of the match performance from Giuseppe Rossi.
So no shock at Old Trafford, but there was at Craven Cottage. Craig Easton's deflected effort, giving Leyton Orient the lead against Premiership Fulham. Against all the odds, the O's, who are 3 divisions below Fulham, then went 2 up. Joe Keith's shot getting the better of Tony Warner in goal. Fulham did get one back, but it was Orient's day and a famous giant killing. Premiership Middlesbrough looked to be cruising against non-league Nuneaton Borough, especially after Gaisca Mendietta's fantastic strike. But a minute from time, Gareth Southgate handled in the area. A penalty was given. Jez Murphy kept his cool to seal surely the biggest result in Nuneaton's history. The non-leaguers did go out in the replay at the Riverside, but they'd earned their moment in cup history. Elsewhere in round 3, Luton Town had pulled a big name out of the hat.
22.
22 is Luton Town.
Number 21.
Will be at home to the champions of Europe, Liverpool.
I couldn't believe it. When he actually said champions of Europe, it still didn't register. So I couldn't have asked for a better one personally.
The European champions were flying in the Premiership. Luton weren't scared though, far from it. For manager Mike Newell, this was a special game.
I was a big fan of Liverpool, not just a supporter, a fan of the way they did things and the way that everything was simple, and their philosophy on football, get the ball down, pass it, and work hard, and that has never ever changed, and if the most successful sides follow that philosophy.
So to Kenilworth Road, Luton against Liverpool had the ingredients of a cup shock. The Reds went out to another championship side, Burnley, at this stage last season. Rafa Benitez's Liverpool wouldn't slip up here, but it wasn't all plain sailing.
And Peter Crouch, can he get his shot away? Back to Cisse again, and then Gerrard! And that is an awesome finish. He is absolutely deadly. Underwood going forward. Offside is it? No, the flag stayed down. Howard! Oh, it's there! 2-1 to Luton. Robinson. Oh, penalty. Beresford facing him and saves it. Is this to be another one for Luton? No! Brought down, surely that's a penalty. And scores! Oh, such drama at Kenilworth Road. It's 3-1 to Luton. Gerrard. Lovely ball. Cinema up on goal. Great chance. And they're right back in it again. But now, Liverpool are retaliating! And it's 3-3. Alonso. Up on goal! 4-3 Liverpool. It's a long way back for Beresford. Alonso's gone for goal. Is it going in? It is! Extraordinary. Xabi Alonso has secured Liverpool's place in round 4. Such quick thinking by him.
Elsewhere in the third round, cup holders Arsenal cruised through against Cardiff. Chelsea edged past Huddersfield Town. Everton had problems too with Millwall, but eventually beat them after a replay. Leicester came from 2-0 down to beat Tottenham 3-2. West Ham began their cup run with a 2-1 win at Norwich. Stoke needed a replay to see off non-league Tamworth. while Leroy Lita scored a hat-trick for Championship Reading to see off West Bromwich Albion in a replay. It was bogey side Bolton for the cup holders Arsenal in round 4. Wanderers' recent record against the Gunners was very good. They'd beaten them in the Premiership 2 seasons in a row at the Reebok. And there was nothing to fear. The FA Cup was, for them, a realistic target.
We feel excited. It's a big match for us. We have already beat Arsenal for the league in our home, so why not to do it again?
The game at the Reebok was a tight encounter. We joined the action in the second half.
Good ball in. Well, Jääskeläinen will say he had it covered. I'm sure Van Persie's not so sure. Really wasn't too far away. Reyes. Van Persie. Lundberg. An opening. So nearly a goal. Van Persie's corner, Arsenal's 8th, and it's caused problems. Senderos can't get a shot in. Might now. Campbell can, and misses the target. Davis. Gardner. Great ball! Great goal! Stelios Yiannakopoulos! Bolton 1, Arsenal 0. The cup holders surely heading out at the 4th round stage. This has to go in for Arsenal to stay in the cup. Just about everybody forward. Straight into the wall. And the holders are out of the FA Cup. Arsenal beaten at Bolton.
At Layer Road, League One Colchester were busy upsetting the odds too. Neil Dans striking on the stroke of half-time against Derby, a division above them. Colchester had already knocked out Sheffield United in round 3, and they were after another championship scalp. Dans with his second to double the advantage. Colchester, who had earned promotion to the Championship at the end of the season, went 3-0 up through Richard Garcia. Derby did pull one back before the end of the match after they were awarded a penalty. Lee Holmes was adjudged to have been fouled in the area. Tommy Smith took it and scored, but it was to prove too little, too late for Derby. There was a 4th round shock at Griffin Park too. DJ Campbell, the giant-killing hero, as League One Brentford dumped then Premiership side Sunderland out of the Cup 3-1. Campbell's performance in that game earned him a transfer to Premiership Birmingham. West Ham faced a home draw in round 4, but not an easy one against Blackburn Rovers. And the Irons made a terrible start. David Bentley putting Rovers ahead with not even a minute on the clock. But West Ham fought back. They were awarded a penalty when Kisanishvili was seen to hold Bobby Zamora's shirt. The referee pointed to the spot. And Teddy Sheringham scored with a cheeky chip. From then on, the home side moved up a gear, Matthew Etherington giving the Hammers the lead. Then in the second half, the unfortunate Kisanishvili put through his own net to make it 3-1. Blackburn then gave themselves a lifeline, the goal of the game scored by fullback Lucas Neal. But this was to be West Ham United's day. Zamora following up Marlon Harewood's shot. 4-2 the final score. Round 5 awaiting the Hammers. Elsewhere in round 4, Charlton ended Leyton Orient's cup run. Cheltenham's dreams died as well at home to Newcastle, whilst Everton held Chelsea to a draw but missed out in the replay. Portsmouth fought gallantly, but Liverpool beat them 2-1 at Fratton Park. Preston beat Palace after a replay, whilst Manchester United had no problems at all away at Wolves. Rivalry, history, passion, pride. There was no doubt about the tie of round 5. Manchester United had drawn Liverpool in a high noon kickoff, and it would be some shootout. 34 miles is all that separates these two powerhouses of English football. Liverpool 18 times league winners against United 15 times champions. The history book tells you they've dominated the English game.
It's been strange that neither of them since the 1960s have had the great teams at the same time, and perhaps now we're just starting to see a trend where both clubs are competing for the same title at the same time, which is not really been the case for the last 30 years or so.
This game had got everyone talking. Stuart Matheson, who works for the Manchester Evening News, knew he wouldn't have any problems filling the back pages. If United won, it would fill the entire paper.
And we'd go bananas inside. 5 pages, 6 pages, something like that. That's how big it is, and you know, it needs that kind of coverage, and we'll give it that kind of coverage as we have done in the past. The victories over Liverpool deserve something special.
Recent FA Cup history was on Manchester United's side. Back in 1996, they'd met each other at Wembley for the FA Cup final. One late moment of French genius separated these two teams.
James just got his hand to it. Cantona to drive it back through. And Eric Cantona has scored for Manchester United.
You know, that ball had to fall to Eric Cantona in that box. I mean, there was about 20 players probably in that 18-yard area at that time, 4 minutes to go. And it was like it was magnetically drawn to his boot, and it just had to be. It just had to be him.
When it happens against you, you always try and banish it from your memory, whereas if it happens for you, it becomes a huge form of celebration, probably on an annual basis.
So one big name would definitely be going out of the FA Cup at Anfield. United had dominated this fixture in the Cup, Liverpool having not beaten them in the competition since 1921.
Now, will it be Gerrard? Will it be John Arne Riise? It will be Gerrard, the Liverpool skipper. The teasing ball is more. Harry Kewell got the flick up there, and that was a terrific reaction stop by Edwin van der Sar. How did he keep that out? And again, this time is in, yes! From Peter Crouch. And it's first blood to Liverpool. Crouch back in the team, back on the score sheet too. Van der Sar pulling off that stunning save from Kewell, but he can't keep out the follow-up effort on Peter Crouch. And Sir Alex Ferguson knows his team have a real fight on their hands today. Oh, moment's hesitation, in goes Crouch. Oh, what was Vidic thinking of there? A real misunderstanding with his goalkeeper. And he was very nearly punished by Peter Crouch. Mr. Popular with the throw, off Sissoko, back in by Ronaldo, Van Nistelrooy just couldn't quite get it under control, but Giggs can! On his so-called weaker foot, it's over the top, but it was a chance, they haven't had many. Reset. Now Van Nistelrooy to Neville. Asking a lot of Zaha as it's headed away by Reina. Cisse. Yeah, this is Smith, and they're calling anxiously to the bench there. This does not look good. Hammer shot from Risa. Straight at him. Clearly he is in some distress. Victory only seconds away now for Liverpool. And a depressing afternoon for Manchester United. Last season's beaten finalists. And for the first time in 85 years, Liverpool have beaten Manchester United in the FA Cup.
League One Colchester had drawn the Premiership champions Chelsea in round 5, but Colchester were the side in form, with just one defeat in their last 12. Chelsea, meanwhile, had just lost 3-0 to Middlesbrough in the league.
It's Carl Dugan. 340 Colchester games behind him. None like as big as this. He's got it round the back. Oh, off the inside of the post. So nearly precision with the finish. Magnificent ball from Dugan. Could not have come closer. Colchester settled now after the opening 5 minutes. Here's Richard Garcia again. He's got it across, it's in! It's an own goal from Ricardo Carvalho! And Colchester of League One lead the champions of England! Ecstasy and joy unrestrained for the travelling supporters. Ricardo Carvalho's own goal could be the foundation for one of the biggest shots in FA Cup history. Here it comes from Duff, an outswinger, met by Drogba. 1-1. Paulo Ferreira spares the blushes of his countryman Carvalho, and Colchester's lead lasted only 9 minutes. Frank Lampard and Joe Cole, who were rested for today's game, come on to replace Manish and Diarra in a very ineffective Chelsea midfield. Crespo. And still Crespo. Surely, Joe Cole, 2-1. Davison could only parry the ball. Joe Cole scores to restore Chelsea's pride, but surely now Phil Parkinson and Colchester have seen the end of their brave cup dream. Joe Cole will maintain possession, and still Joe Cole. Chelsea through, given a scare of the way, but a bit of daylight between themselves and their valiant lower league opposition in the end. Last touch of the game for Carlo Cudicini. And Chelsea have got away with it. A lacklustre first 45 minutes. Phil Parkinson's League One hopefuls shocking Chelsea by taking the lead. But Joe Cole, in the end, won the day. And Chelsea's double dream lives on. They've beaten Colchester United by 3-1.
Charlton hadn't reached the quarter-finals of the Cup since the year 2000, but their opponents in round 5 were League One Brentford, who'd knocked out Sunderland previously. Top scorer Darren Bent put Charlton ahead. Just before the break, Jay Bothroyd stepped up to fire home a free kick. Charlton were 2 up. As Brentford pushed up in the second half, Charlton exploited the space. Brian Hughes slotting in the third. There was no way back for the Bees, as Brentford are known, but they did provide one late sting in the tail, a scramble in the box leading to Isaiah Rankin's consolation goal to make it 3-1 to Charlton, the final score. But Brentford's fine cup run was at an end. Round 5 brought another tough draw for West Ham at Bolton. After a 0-0 stalemate at the Reebok, there was a replay at Upton Park.
That's a good ball in. Oh, it's an own goal! Oh, what a mistake by Nicky Hunt! He could have left it for the goalkeeper. Here's Kevin Davis with a chance to shoot. Kevin Davis has equalised!
No winner then. After 90 minutes, the game would go to extra time.
Oh, yes! Marlon Harewood hooks it in at the near post.
So West Ham through again. They'd be joined by Manchester City, who overcame Aston Villa in a replay, whilst Preston's cup run ended against Middlesbrough. The quarter-finals would be all Premiership affairs. Four games over 4 nights. The quarter-finals came round thick and fast. There were few problems for West Ham and Chelsea, who both went through.
Good link-up play. Ashton could be in here. Oh, he is! A super finish from Dean Ashton. Sun Ji-hai having to wrestle off Etherington. Oh, it's a red card. He can't believe it, Stuart Pearce. Benayoun! And surely Ashton will score, and he has. And they might just have sealed their place in the semi-finals. Musepa! And they have that lifeline. It's West Ham who go through to the last 4 in the first of these 4 FA Cup quarter-finals. It was John Terry, and it's gone in. And he's got them off to a tremendous start here. Well, it was Elliott who's on a yellow card and is now going to be sent off. It's Chelsea's night at Stamford Bridge. Newcastle's run is over. Alan Shearer's dream of a medal is over. Chelsea go on to the semi-finals, winners over Newcastle by 1-0.
Liverpool's quarter-final was away at Birmingham. At the time, they were European champions, lying 3rd in the Premiership and going well in the Cup. The City hadn't felt so good about its football for some time. And they have a coach they believe is the very best.
Me gusta mi trabajo y me gusta tener gente.
I like my job and I like having qualified people around me. The assistants, the group I have here, are hard-working people.
Gente que trabaja muy bien y
I try to let them get on with their work, but also to contribute ideas and give them vision. I think above all, we're a group of hard workers.
Pero por encima de todo creo que somos un grupo de trabajadores.
As a student of the game who spent much of his early coaching career studying around Europe, Rafael Benitez knew all about English football and the FA Cup long before his arrival.
In Spain,
the FA Cup is very highly valued and followed. We remember the Wembley games. It's always been a spectacular competition. It's also very appealing because there's always the chance of a lower league team reaching the final. In fact, because of it, the Spanish league began to copy that English idea.
And last season, Benitez got first-hand experience of what can happen in the Cup. Liverpool fell at the first hurdle against a club from a lower division, Burnley.
Well, we made a mistake with an own goal. Burnley were really up for it and put a lot of pressure on us. We couldn't get the goal to get back into it. So it ended badly for us, but it's definitely an experience from which we've learned.
Y por supuesto, pues bueno, es una experiencia de la que aprendemos.
So Birmingham City at St Andrews was the 6th round challenge. Benitez's team had been held to a draw the last time they'd gone to St Andrews. In fact, Birmingham were the only side in the Premiership Benitez had yet to beat, and he knew it.
Muy difícil.
It'll be very difficult. They are an aggressive team. They're direct and very physical. And they have quality players. It's definitely going to be difficult.
Once the action got underway, though, that record was swiftly broken. And how?
Here is Gerrard to whip it in. And it was off to Zoko, and a goal from Herbia. goes Crouch! And now Crouch! 2 for him. Was a neat little flick then by Garcia. Gerard Morientes! Beautifully worked. They are in the mood. Reset! Who is Kuhl now? Teasing Melchiot. It's an own goal, it's 6. Here's Cisse. Oh, it's squeezed in and it's 7.
The final quarter-final was between Charlton and Middlesbrough. The Addicks hadn't reached the semi-final since 1947 when they went on to win the Cup. So was this to be their year?
We took advantage of some advantageous ties, if you like. The draws have been kind to us. We've drawn lower league teams, and the first one was away at Sheffield Wednesday, which we got through. Then we've had Orient and Brentford at home, and obviously missed the big boys. And now we've got another home tie. So over the years, we've had similar ties, but not took advantage. So let's hope it keeps going.
Alan Kirbishley believed he had the personnel and the firepower to go all the way. Darren Bent had been leading from the front, along with Jay Bothroyd. It was Bothroyd's free kicks that were the talk of the training ground.
I don't know about specialists, but I have been practicing, and a few of the lads and stuff, we practice after training and stuff. So I think it's definitely paying off. But when there is a free kick around the box, I always fancy myself.
And there was Bent, of course, at the time hopeful of a place in England's World Cup squad.
This time last year, he was involved in a promotion situation with Ipswich and hoping to get in the Premiership, but now he finds himself in the Premiership and playing for England.
But would Charlton have enough to beat Borough? Just 2 games away from the FA Cup final, would it be Charlton or Middlesbrough through to the semi? After a 0-0 draw at the Valley, they replayed at the Riverside.
It's left for Rockenbach. Oh, it's in! Fabio Rockenbach caught out Thomas Meyer. And they come straight back and score through Hughes. What a response! Spector. Then to Bartlett, and Romerdal gave it away though to Rockenbach. Viduka, decent chance from Morrison. Here's Jimmy Floyd Hasselback. Always looking for a shy on goal. Well, they're through here, is it in? It is! From Morrison. And it's 2-1 Borough. Hasselback. Got away from Haridason. Here's Morrison. Hasselback pleading for it. Here he is! Oh, yes! It's a beauty from Jimmy Floyd Hasselback. Romerdal chipping it in. Oh, it's gone through. And it's 3-2. I think the feeling is it's an own goal by Karaselka. He won't want it. Viduka, wriggling free, still Viduka! Fantastic! And the 2-goal cushion is restored. A wonderful, wonderful goal from Mark Viduka. It's Middlesbrough who have booked their place in the FA Cup semi-final. Big night for Steve McLaren, but his team have done him proud tonight and have come through this quarter-final replay by 4 goals to 2.
Chelsea, Liverpool, Middlesbrough and West Ham United had made it through, with the 2 big guns drawing each other in the semi-final. Losing a cup semi-final was just not an option for Jose Mourinho.
When you lose a game, you don't smile so much.
And the English heartbeat to his side was desperate for cup success.
It's something that I've always wanted to win as growing up watching it, as we all have, and it's massive for me, massive for everyone here.
After losing to Liverpool in the Champions League semi-finals the year before, Chelsea were determined not to go out at the last four stage of the FA Cup. They'd beaten all comers, but Liverpool in a cup tie always seemed a problem for them.
It's going to be an interesting game. We've played them a lot over the last few years, and we don't want to lose another semi-final to them. And I'm sure we can go and win the game, and it's very exciting.
Old Trafford was packed to the rafters. Chelsea had the better of Premiership meetings this season, winning them both, but yet again, the Reds' cup tactics were just right this time.
This is Del Horno. Essien, the Ghanaian international. Looking forward to the World Cup finals, of course, as is Frank Lampard here. A lovely ball as well. Oh, what a chance! But he's put it wide, Drogba. Well, he's in an offside position when it was played, but no flag, allowed to go on, and somehow he managed to steer it wide. Luis Garcia, well in John Terry, but the foot was raised. It will be a free kick to Liverpool. He felt the ball was there to be contested, but the foot was high. Gerrard to Risa, who scores! They did not get it right. John-Arne Risa. A big scare at the other end when Drogba really should have scored for Chelsea, but now it's Liverpool who have taken the lead just before the midway point in the first half. Cudicini couldn't get across in time. It went between two defenders there on the edge of the wall. This is Aaron Robben now then for Chelsea. Striving for response, and they've got one too. No, Terry has been penalised as he dived in there. Some pushing, leaning in, seen by Graham Poll. I think correctly so as well. Oh, Luis Garcia breaking now. Another chance. It's a beauty. Luis Garcia, the man whose contentious goal guided Liverpool through to the Champions League final, has dealt another chilling blow to Chelsea hopes, this time in the FA Cup semi-final. Great finish too, real composure here, always had it under control. Ferreira to Duff. Claude Makalele. Oof, terrible header, and then Drogba! And they are back in it. Didier Drogba strikes for Chelsea. And a check of the watch will tell him there is time. Now it's game on. A completely mistimed header. In went Didier Drogba, very brave, very strong. Duff. We've still got John Terry up there, remember. Drogba outmanoeuvred. At first anyway, still Drogba. It's a corner off Risa. Cudicini's come up. Not sure about his aerial prowess, we shall see maybe. Oof. It's gone wide, and surely it's a goal kick. No corner. Must have taken a deflection there. Drogba challenge, and they've taken it very quickly too. Hoping to catch Liverpool out. Aaron Robben. Oh, chance, surely! Oh! Joe Cole looks across to the referee's assistant. But he has blasted over the bar. Only seconds left now. Gallas just lumping it forward, hopefully. And that's it! Liverpool have done it! It's Liverpool who go on to the Millennium Stadium in the FA Cup final. Winners at Old Trafford in this thrilling semi-final by 2-1.
The second semi-final was at Villa Park as Middlesbrough played West Ham. The stakes were very high, with not just a place in the FA Cup final for the winner, but also a guaranteed place in Europe next season.
Back in from Danny Gabidon, high hanging ball towards Ashton. And he jumped too early and fouled Mark Schwarzer in the process. Got his eyes on the ball, Dean Ashton. Did jump too early. The arm across the side of the face. A real stinging blow. I wonder whether he's done any damage to the cheek. And that looks as though it's going to be the end of the afternoon's work for Mark Schwarzer. And the 23-year-old Brad Jones comes on to replace him. In from Etherington. Ashton going up for it. Here's a chance! Well, it was rising at a difficult rate for Yossi Benayoun. Brad Jones might have had to pick the ball out of the net before it even had a touch in play. Collins makes the near post run, it's a deeper delivery this time, and Ashton hits the bar. Well, it was a sharp chance for Dean Ashton. He did well to peel off past the two Middlesbrough defenders and might not have expected the ball to come through to him. Helped on towards Harewood! Marlon Harewood gives West Ham United the lead. They're 12 minutes away from their first FA Cup final in 26 years. A real hammer blow for Middlesbrough. Can they recover in time? Ashton guarding it on. Harewood held off his man. And having beaten Southgate, he fires it past Brad Jones. West Ham United lead by a goal to nil. Into the 5th minute of stoppage time, the final minute of Middlesbrough's FA Cup campaign, unless they score. Southgate's forward, what a chance this is, and nobody was following up. It was Rigger that dragged it wide, but Macaroni at the far post, if he'd gambled, would have been able to side-foot it in. Macaroni just stopped his run. But if Macaroni had followed it up, he would have scored. It's victory for West Ham United. Alan Pardew's men are in the FA Cup final. Marlon Harewood, a hero amongst the West Ham United players and fans, scoring the only goal of the game. 12 minutes from time to take his side through to their first FA Cup final since 1980.
From the Championship playoffs to the Cup final and Europe in just under a year, Alan Pardew and West Ham had had some season.
We had actually won something, so it was a little bit different to most semi-finals. We'd gained a European spot, and for a team that's just been promoted, it was a fantastic achievement. So, you know, we did enjoy it perhaps a little bit more than we should have because it wasn't the final, but so be it. You know, there's nothing wrong with that, and but we look forward to the final. We know it's the real deal, and we can't wait.
For West Ham fans, this cup final had added significance. The recent deaths of former managers John Lyall and Ron Greenwood cast a shadow over Upton Park. During the semi-final against Middlesbrough, the fans saluted the men who did much to lay the foundations for the West Ham culture.
Certainly those two guys played a massive part in this club, and a lot of our fans will draw on that for inspiration and help And I hope they don't hold it against us if we don't win it, because that is obviously a possibility up against a side as good as Liverpool. But certainly, if we do win it, we will do it in honour of those two guys.
Liverpool had beaten West Ham twice in the Premiership, but this was the Hammers' third trip to Cardiff in 3 years. They knew the turf and felt anything could happen on the day.
They probably feel they have the measure of us, but cup final is a different game, and on any given day we can beat anybody.
Last May, Liverpool ended a fairy tale season with triumph in the Champions League final. 12 months later, they had the FA Cup in their sights. John-Arne Riise helped Liverpool conquer Milan in Istanbul, but now they were the favourites.
I think it's important for the team, but also for the players, that we've been used to be playing the big stage and big games. And for Liverpool, every game is big, but especially when you're playing semi-finals or finals, you always get a real extra in the team. And now again, we're going to another final against West Ham, which it's going to be difficult.
Riise had played his part in getting Liverpool to the final. He'd already scored 3 goals, and every one a thunderbolt.
To be fair, I always fancy my chance of shooting and hopefully scoring. But I'm just been told by the boss that because I got such a good shot, then he just tells me to shoot more often. And 3 goals in the FA Cup and all been outside the box, which is good for me. But as long as the team wins, it's the most important thing. And always scoring in a semi-final against Chelsea is something to have going along to the final. But we won, and that's the main thing.
Rafael Benitez had not just got the best out of Riise, he'd meticulously planned Liverpool's progress to the final. Riise rates the Spaniard as one of the best coaches in the business.
He's tactically maybe the best manager in the world, tactically, because he knows so much about the opposition and how to play them, how to beat them. And he gets that message out to the players, and as long as we listen to him and do our job, we will win the game.
Maybe the most important thing is to explain to them the idea, the plan, to analyze our team and the other team, and after try to be calm, try to give them confidence, anything else, because they have also experience, and I think they know what to do.
Liverpool were unbeaten in their previous 8 games against the Hammers and ready to end the season on a high.
Last season, the last game of the season was Champions League final, and we won that one. This season is the FA Cup final, and it doesn't get much bigger than that. And it would be a perfect ending to a very good season for us.
Spirits were very high outside the ground on the day, the fans out in their thousands beside the Millennium Stadium. So, could Liverpool, the first FA Cup winners at the Millennium Stadium, be the last winners in Cardiff too? Or would it be West Ham United playing in their first final since the 1980 win over Arsenal? The 2005-2006 Cup final would be one of the most exciting in living memory. Ray Clemence and Peter Brackley describe the action.
Benayoun. Now Scaloni has made a run down that right side. Wilson too by Ashton. Harewood wants it in the middle. Oh, it's an own goal! Enough Jamie Carragher, and West Ham have taken the lead. A sudden break, and Jamie Carragher, of all people, was in the wrong place at the right time as far as West Ham are concerned.
Well, look at this ball from Dean Ashton. That is a fantastic ball, it really is. He waited, Carragher had to play it because he wasn't sure Rayner was going to get it, but that goal is all down to Dean Ashton's superb through ball, it really was.
Etherington, teasing Hurpier. Oh, testing Rayner, who lost it, and it's in! From Dean Ashton, unbelievable, and West Ham are 2 goals up against Liverpool in the FA Cup final.
Well, it's amazing. It's the two players that have been talked about all week. Who would they play, would they not? Etherington there just turns Hapier, tries a shot. That's a ball that Rayner 9 times out of 10 gobbles up. Dean Ashton takes the chance, follows it in, and it's a simple tap in for him.
Now Finnan and Gerrard. It's a lovely ball as well for Cisse! It's there this time.
That was a great volley. He's still got a bit to do when it arrives at him. But gets to the other side of Scaloni there. Scaloni doesn't know he's there. And it's a great volley from Cisse. Here we go. No chance for Hislop. But what a game we've got on our hands now.
They are such an adventurous, positive team, West Ham. It's been their approach all season. Ashton lining up a strike. And it was only just the rock side of the post. Adventurous, positive, and then some.
Well, again, people talk about Dean Ashton that he isn't the quickest in the world, but what a good football brain he's got.
Tyresa. Well, a fabulous, entertaining first half. Liverpool 2 down. The own goal from Jamie Carragher, then Dean Ashton scrambling in the second. But all credit to Liverpool, they have come back so well. Etherington, are they prepared at the back for Harewood? Arriving on the scene, then Benayoun as well! Almost skipped free. And Rayner to the rescue there for Liverpool, who were totally stretched and caught out by the speed of that incisive break by West Ham. That's what they're all about. High tempo and a really adventurous approach.
Well, it was that man Dean Ashton that created it again, and really Harewood should have scored.
Alonso, who hasn't scored since his double strike against Luton in the third round. Crouch flags up. Oof, they wouldn't have counted. Certainly thumped in though. Just a little message there, I think, to West Ham. I don't like the position my team are in at the moment. Carragher on to Risa. Orientis is through the middle, so is Peter Crouch. And that's a free kick. Here's Gerrard. His route to goal was blocked for a moment anyway. Goes Crouch. In comes Gerrard! It certainly wasn't blocked the second time, and they are back on level terms in this thrilling cup final. 2-2.
Well, wouldn't you know it if anybody was going to score, you know, right from the kick-off. Gerrard has shown his intention. Lovely ball in. Crouch at the far post there, knocks it back. And there's Gerrard unmarked. Midfield, West Ham midfields don't follow his run in. And he just bounces up from Lovely. Watch him appear in the picture there. As he comes in, no West Ham midfield player near him. Carl Fletcher hasn't followed his run. Bounces up Lovely for him. Shaka Hislop, no chance whatsoever.
Now Konchesky lending his support down the left. Oh, it's in! Paul Konchesky has conjured up an incredible goal. Did he mean it? Was it a cross? Was it a shot? He doesn't care right now. It's a goal for West Ham, and they are back in front in this extraordinary, exhilarating final.
Well, I can't believe he meant that. I think he was aiming for Harewood, who was peeling off to the far post. But it caught Rayner again. You see Harewood pulling off to the far post. I'm sure that's where he's looking. He's miscued it slightly. Rayner's off his line. He can't adjust his feet quickly enough. And we see the finish in the back of the net. I think he looks up there, looks at Harewood, and it comes off the outside of his foot. And Rayner is totally in the wrong position and can't readjust.
Hurpier launching it long towards Morientes. Kropka put in there ahead of Konchesky. Scaloni under pressure from Cisse. Scaloni again. There's an injury to Cisse, which is why sportingly he played it out. There will be 4 extra minutes after the 90, maybe more than that now. Paul Konchesky with the 3rd goal for West Ham. Cisse is back on the field now. They're back to full strength, Liverpool. And back at West Ham throats again. That's Risa, tossed it towards Morientes. And then Gerrard! Oh, goodness me! What a strike from Steven Gerrard! I told you, don't write them off.
Well, this game has had absolutely everything.
Captain Fantastic or what?
Oh, what a strike. I mean, 5 minutes before he was hobbling, he was struggling with cramp, and it just dropped to him, and he's obviously made his mind up, right, this is going in the net or it's going in the stand. I'm just giving it everything I've got left. And he struck it perfectly. Hislop, no chance. He's 35 yards out. It's flown in that back corner. What a strike. And I just don't know what else can happen in this game now, because we've seen it all.
There is so little more you can say about that. It was an absolute pile driver from the man many feel is the best midfielder in the world, and you can hardly dispute that, argue with that on this evidence. Amazing. 3-3. Konchesky thought he'd won it for West Ham, but back came Steven Gerrard with that awesome strike. Just look at this.
3-3 after 90 minutes, and the drama didn't stop there as the game went into extra time.
And once again, they have bounced their way back into this final at 3-3. Sheringham. And as far as Risa, letting fly! And it was not far away then from the Norwegian. 3 goals, remember, in the earlier rounds. 3 crackers as well. Looking for Herpia, but not finding him. But here's Herpia now, the Finnish international. Oh, Sami Herpia!
Well, that would have been everything. And any forward would have been pleased with that tight little turn. He looked to be in a corner as it's knocked out here. He looks to be in all sort of problem. He surely can't turn. He's turned inside out, knocks it onto his right foot, and that's inches away.
Yossi Benayoun to whip this one in. Rayner across, the bar of the post, and then wide by the limping Marlon Harewood. Oh.
Well, I mean, Rayner's not. Did he get a touch on that for Harewood? He just can't adjust. He's struggling for his life with the injury. Just cannot adjust here. It's gone off the back of Harewood's head in the first place.
And it will be a penalty shootout to decide the last FA Cup final in the Millennium Stadium. There is more drama to come. Hamann against Hislop and scores eventually. Very cool. Bobby Zamora, he saved it! Well, he has such a reputation for keeping out penalty kicks, and he's come up with another blinding stop here. Pepe Reina. Here comes Herpia. Oh, that's been saved as well.
Well, that really was a tired penalty, if ever I've seen one.
Teddy Sheringham. Can he beat Reina? He can. Sheringham celebrates, so do the West Ham faithful behind that goal. Come on, that's the cry. 1-1. Steven Gerrard, eyes staring, focused, and he scores. Konchesky, Reina again. John Arnorisa, the spotlight is on him now. Confronting him is Shaka Hislop. But it was too strong from Risa. 3-1. It's Ferdinand, saved again by Reina. And Liverpool have won the FA Cup. Pepe Reina may not have had the best of days in the match itself, but goodness me, he has been a hero in the penalty shootout. And it's Liverpool's day after all.
Historic 125th FA Cup final winners, Liverpool!
So, Liverpool the winners of the 2005-2006 FA Cup. Arguably the best final in the history of the competition, and they enjoyed every moment.
Do you think it was just a case of plain unlucky really today?
I think so, because I think you could realistically say that perhaps we deserved to win, but Liverpool played their part, and fantastic players they have, and one special player, and I was hoping he was saving all that magic for the World Cup, but he produced a bit today, and unfortunately we go home with the runners-up medals.
It was an amazing game again, no? And you play a final, always is really difficult, but in this case 2-0 down, and we scored 3 goals, and I think it was a fantastic final.
Well, we hope you've enjoyed our review of the FA Cup. If the next one's even half as good, we'll all be in for a treat. Goodbye.